Hey everyone, welcome to Achieve with Carolina live. Hold on, let me see if this works. Cool, okay. I was trying a new light, but it wasn't working out. So I guess we're gonna go a little dimmer today. So, hi, I see we're getting a couple of viewers. Make sure that you comment. Hi, Jane, welcome. I'm sorry about last night that we didn't air, but I'm going to make it up to you guys tonight. So, let's see. Today, what we're going to talk about is the topic that we didn't talk about yesterday. And I did get this. Oh, they're feeling much better. Thank you for asking, Jane. Thanks. So, one of the questions that I've been seeing often, and I kind of wanted to talk about it today, was about blackout curtains and white noise, and if there's an actual need for them, why it's usually recommended by myself, by National Sleep Foundation, American Academy of Pediatrics, any type of blogs that you guys read. You know, you just see it over and over and over again that you need these staple pieces in order for anyone to fall asleep, especially your children. So the question really goes down to, do I really need blackout curtains, white noise, and all those props for my kid to actually fall asleep? What if they get used to it, right? Then what? What do you do? Do you stop using these pieces after a certain point of time? Hi, Susie. Thanks for joining. What do you do when, they're 4 or 5 years old and they still sleep beautifully with these pieces? Do you just stop abruptly? Do you ease out of them? Do you continue? What about when you're traveling? You can't lug blackout curtains with you, but actually nowadays you can. So surprisingly, there are many actually, it's not really surprising. Thanks for liking. Make sure that you share this video so we can get a couple of more people on. If they have any questions, bring your friends along. This is our night. So to catch up everyone that's on the call right now, is we're talking about, is there a real need for blackout curtains, white noise machines, certain props that I always mention or that you have read about quite often? So usually the most common ones are blackout curtains and white noise machines. So do you really actually need them, or is it just fluff of money like all those other baby products that are out there in this multi-billion-dollar industry? So like what I was saying is that there are actually companies out there that have noticed and took high note in the fact that sleep is so vital, and they have started coming up with these products such as blackout curtains and the white noise as travel pieces. So I know that the Marpac Dome, they have a travel size one also that you can take with you. I think it's called a shusher. I'm not quite sure, or or something along those lines, but you guys can Google that. It's by Marpac Dome, and it's just the travel size version of it. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Make sure that you like this video so I can comment and say hi to you, and make sure that you share it so we can get more people joining in. So just to give a recap again, we're talking about, do you really need blackout curtains and white noise? So yes, the main reason for that is it maximizes sleep capacity. So for the first 4 months of life, hi Larissa, thanks for joining. So for the first 4 months of life, when your little one is born, your main goal is recreating their first home, which was in your womb, right? So in your womb, picture it, close your eyes. It's, they're in your belly. It's dark, pitch black, there's no light going on. You have all these organs going off with all this loud sounds that coming at the ears. So white noise plays a huge role in helping with that too. So it mimics the first 4 months it mimics what was happening in the womb for the first 4 months of life. Oh, thanks for the love, Larissa. Thank you. So you would need that in order to, for the first 4 months, to use white noise to help the child ease into the transition. Some people call it the fourth trimester. When they're older, what happens is their circadian rhythm starts to organize more into adult sleep. Their sleep patterns become more organized. And the white noise simply becomes more of a blockage for any type of outside sound that can disrupt the child when they're going from one sleep cycle into the next. So it's not a magical, prop that will, once you turn it on, all of a sudden your little one is going to be sleeping beautifully. It helps significantly. For some children, it is make or break it. So by using a white noise machine can actually lengthen out their naps. So if your little one is taking 30 to 45-minute naps, what you can notice is that if you do use a white noise machine, around that time, between 30 to 45 minutes is one sleep cycle transition during the day. So what happens is when they wake up, they're awakening from a light stage of sleep. So how do you get them back to sleep? One way is by using a white noise machine, because during that time, the 30 minutes, you might have outside noise that is coming in and it's waking them up. Like, for example, the phone might ring, your TV might be on a little loud, or the sanitation truck might be outside screeching. So that can be a result for it too. And using white noise machine helps with that as well. Now, as for the blackout curtains, they work specifically to help your body to enhance in their melatonin supply. So what that means is melatonin is your natural hormone. Thanks for the love, guys. Thanks for the likes. It's your natural hormone that your body creates when it's getting ready to sleep. It goes into its elevation mode. Hi, Jane. Thanks for joining. So what happens is when there's time for sleep, your body starts to go into overdrive and start to prepare itself for sleep. So you have pre-sleep routines, and then your body goes into an elevation of melatonin. In order for that melatonin to be at its highest peak, it's best to have your environment to be as healthy and conducive to sleep as possible. So what does that mean, right? You're probably thinking, Carolina, that sounds fancy language, but tell me more. Like, what are you saying, right? So simply what that means is to create a healthy and conducive environment for sleep is, one, using blackout curtains, because light is your enemy when you're trying to sleep, right? So melatonin peaks when there's darkness. Darkness is your savior when you're trying to sleep. That's how our body is built. That's how their circadian rhythm is built. Light suppresses your sleep hormone, and it elevates your stress levels, and darkness elevates your sleep hormone and decreases your stress level, which is cortisol. So that's what you want to do. If you're maximizing your child's sleep, you really want to use the perfect props to help them fall asleep. So that's why one of the pieces is making sure that your little one is receiving blackout curtains and white noise. When I say blackout curtains, another thing is I don't mean black curtains, because I've had that happen before for some parents, that they would send me pictures and they're like, hey, I got these really nice curtains, these shades, they're black, just like how you said, and I guess I wasn't clear enough. So I'm going to be answering questions in a couple of minutes once I go through the entire regimen of what I wanted to talk about today. Hi Esther, thanks for joining. So what I mean by blackout curtains is like thick curtains that block out sunlight. You know when you go on vacation and you go and you sleep in a hotel room and they have those thick curtains that no light penetrates through whatsoever. When you wake up the next day, you feel so rested and you don't know why. You start thinking maybe it's the pillow, maybe it's the mattress. No, it's really the lighting. I mean, it might be the mattress too. That does help, but it's really the lighting, that it's dark in the room. So using that and amplifying it with white noise does help significantly for your little one to be sleeping beautifully. So the other thing that I could probably mention is why there is a confusion with this. Should I be using these pieces, and will my child get used to them if I abruptly stop? So the answer is no. There's no association that starts to get created by using these pieces. It's what the body is known to do, and what you're doing is you're enhancing those properties. Thank you for liking. You're enhancing the properties for your body to be at its peak when you're resting and when you're sleeping. That's all that these pieces are doing. So if you don't use them, it's not going to make or break the sleep. But if you do use them, you're prepping your child and yourself for optimal sleep time. And don't you want to, isn't that one of the easiest things? It is one of the easiest things you can do. So I don't see why, us being parents wanting the best sleep for our children, using these two as starting points. Hi Milana, thanks for joining. Using these two pieces as starting points to enhance our children's sleep. So it's just something so simple as that. Another piece that we can so you can kind of understand the difference is, for an example, we sleep on pillows and on mattresses, right? But we don't need them. You don't need your pillow, you don't need your mattress, you don't need a blanket. You can sleep perfectly fine on the floor and, sleep because your body needs to sleep. But we choose to use these props. We choose to use pillows. We choose to use a mattress because it's comfortable. It enhances our sleep as adults. So the same goes for kids, where these props, blackout curtains and a white noise machine, it's not going to make or break the sleep, but it enhances it. And I think that that's one of the easiest things that you can do. So just taking that as an advantage, and it's one of the quick and easy tools just to enhance the sleep. So let's see, we're having some questions here. So let me check this out. Hi, Lauren, thanks for joining. Okay, I'm just scrolling down up. I want to start from the top to see what questions we got going on here. Okay, so Jane asked, do you have a brand of blackout curtains you recommend? I'm moving and want to get them for her room. The answer is no. So it depends. If you want to get custom made ones, you can go to IKEA. They have the ones that I have, they're from Home Depot, where it's like a roller and you just like pull it down, and then they're literally called blackout shades. That's what it is, from Home Depot. So you just have to get the measurements of your window, and they cut it for you for what you need. You install them, and then you're good to go. You can get nice curtains maybe to cover them, so when you pull down the roller, because it's kind of ugly, you want to block them and make them a little prettier, especially since you're moving. You can have all this prepped. So that's one thing that you can do. Esther asks, my 19-month-old is a horrible sleeper. Do you think blackout curtains will help him now? Well, there's probably different aspects in why your little one is not sleeping up to par. So one thing is light during the day. How is he napping? If he's napping pretty bad and it's light during the day in your room, meaning a scale from 1 to 10, it's anywhere between 8 and lower, 10 being the darkest, then you would need blackout curtains. So darkness will help significantly. I know that some parents tell me that, my kid sleeps beautifully when it's bright outside, then that's wonderful. But some children are incredibly sensitive to light. And if there's, even the smallest amount that they could wake up, or they have a really hard time falling asleep, like they'll be tossing and turning the entire time, and then all of a sudden when you have blackout curtains, everything just kind of makes things a lot easier on that. So I hope that answered your question, Esther. If you do have any other specifics and you have tried the blackout curtains and still things are not clicking, feel free to contact me on the scheduler that I added on top of this link, on top of the messaging, and let's schedule a one-on-one together so we can kind of figure this out for you if you've already tried the blackout curtains and things are still not clicking for you, okay? Because then I would want to go a little deeper and look at the root of what the situation is and why he's not sleeping. Because it could be as simple as his schedule. It could be he might have an association how he falls asleep. Maybe he's falling asleep being fed, or he has to be rocked. So there's other components that I would kind of want to look into. So hi everyone, I see that we're getting a lot more viewers. Say hi, introduce yourself. I'm Carolina Romaniuk, a child and family sleep specialist, and today what we're talking about is, do I really need blackout curtains and white noise machine and all those props for my kid to fall asleep? And what happens if I actually stop using them? So will my child be addicted? It's not like crack. So they're not going to be addicted to it. It just enhances sleep. It maximizes the sleep capacity. And that's really what we were talking about and what I wanted to emphasize. So I don't want you thinking that, oh my goodness, here's another prop that I have to buy, because they have millions of them on the market that promise you your child is going to be sleeping better from this. They have testimonials and all this other stuff. It's complete BS, most of it. It's just a lot of these companies just want to, create products for the parents because we want the best for our kids, and sleep is so important that at points when we're at Toys R Us or Babies R Us and we see these products that say that we promise, or this will enhance sleep, or something with the word sleep in it, we automatically gravitate and pull it off the shelves and then pray when we come home, oh my God, I really hope that this is going to help them. Which in all honesty, it really doesn't, because if you don't get to the root of the situation and why your child is waking up in the middle of the night to begin with, then you're just kind of playing Russian roulette with it, because and praying the entire time that your little one is just, one day, I hope today is going to be the day that they're going to give me 4 hours of sleep without waking up, or 2 hours of sleep without waking up, right? So you would really want to get down to the actual root of what it is. Is it a behavioral issue? Is there an association? Is there something that they need in order to fall asleep? Like a plan, like, so you have A, B, C, D, and E has to happen, or they will not fall asleep under any circumstances. So look into that. Again, blackout curtains and white noise, they help enhance sleep, but they're not your miracle, or they're your savior, or they're the answer for all and be all that your child will all of a sudden not be waking up in the middle of the night. It is a possibility if your child has no associations, if your schedule is perfected, and if you're placing them down at a proper bedtime and their naps are great. That's what I mean by a perfected schedule. Then something as simple as that. Maybe that they're sensitive to light, and by using blackout curtains can solve your situation. But I want you to look deeper into it. Okay, so let's continue. If you have any questions, feel free to type it in the comments. So Jane says, that's how I know it will work. So I want to invest in a good set for every room. Beautiful. So like I mentioned, you can either get them custom made. I don't know what kind of windows you have. So some don't, the general ones don't fit all fancy schmancy looking windows. So look into that. You can go, Pottery Barn has really cute ones. Some of my friends purchase from there. Amazon, you can go on there. Home Depot, like I mentioned, they just have the regular one where you can pull it down like a roller. It literally just like it rolls back up like that. That's what it looks like. So it's kind of cool, and it's simple. It's inexpensive to do that. They do have, like I mentioned, if you are going on vacation, they have travel ones that you can use. Thanks for liking, guys. So they do have travel ones that they have like little suction cups on them, so you can use those if you're going into a hotel and they don't have blackout curtains, which is rare, but let's say they don't. So you can use that. They have shades that you can actually put over your stroller. I think it's called the snooze shade. You can get it on Amazon, that you can actually put over your stroller. So let's say if you are, you have a little one, they're in a stroller, you're at the beach, or you're like at the Dominican or something, and you're traveling and you are relaxing at the pool or the beach, and your little one is about to fall asleep. So they have these curtains that not curtains, these like nets that you can put over on the stroller, and they actually block out any type of sunlight. It's not pitch black, but they block out a large percentage of it. So I think one of them is called the snooze shade, if I believe, but you can Google that just to check that out. And the white noise machines, they do make portable ones. Various companies do that, so you can look into that too, and that helps significantly. Let's see what else. Jane asks, so do you suggest no pillows for toddlers? It depends. My son, I bought him a pillow when he was 2. So prior to that, he didn't really look interested in them. Some chiropractors don't recommend them up until like a specific age. But they do have companies. There's one that I do a lot of events for, Coco Mat in the city, where they actually hand sew all of their pillows, their bedding, their mattresses, everything is 100% organic, and they actually sew the way that you sleep. So if you sleep on the left side, if you sleep on the right, if you sleep, still, what they do is you tell them the position that your toddler or yourself, if you're buying it for yourself, that you sleep in, and they actually sew to perfection, so it molds the shape that it's needed. So it's called Coco Mat, and I love their stuff. It's so soft, it's breathable fabric. It's 100% organic. Inside, I don't remember what the inside materials are, but it's all natural pieces. So I do many events there, and I love their stuff. So I would suggest for you to check them out, or you can also look at Amazon as well. But looking for specifically toddler pillows is important. You don't want to just get a regular pillow, because toddler pillows are smaller, and usually they're flatter. So you can see that. But pillows, again, they're just for comfort, mainly like for ourselves. Children don't really need them per se. At least that's what some doctors that I've came across from, that they mention that to myself. But if you do want to get him one, or her, then more likely to do it. No biggie. Okay, let's see what else. Esther, can you please show us your curtains? My kids are sleeping. I would love to, but it's 10:45, I think. It's 10:22 at night. I will try and send a picture tomorrow, just for you guys, okay? But I'm not going into the room to wake them up right now. So, okay, Larissa. So you think white noise will extend naps? She naps 30 minutes. So, Larissa, I don't know if you chimed in after the fact when I was talking about that, but naps, if a child naps between 30 to 45 minutes, that's considered a short nap, and that's also one sleep cycle. So what happens is every child wakes up after one sleep cycle transition. The difference is between a child that knows how to self-soothe and one that doesn't is a child that can self-soothe. Once they wake up during that light stage of sleep, they can put themselves back to sleep, so they'll roll over and they'll fall back to sleep. But a child that needs assistance and guidance and wakes up after 30 minutes, it's normal for them to cry when they wake up. It's normal for them to sit up. It's normal for them to belt out. And they can be awake for at least 15 to 20 minutes. So that's a normal time frame to go back into the next sleep cycle. Now, what I usually advise is not to enter the room, because then you're disrupting their sleep. So 2 things. 1 is wait before you enter, because all they need is time. And 2 is a white noise machine does help, because what happens is when you put it on at the beginning of nap time, there's an ambient sound that goes during the entire time of sleep. When they hit that awake stage of light stage of sleep after the 30 to 45 minute mark, that ambient sound is still going. So nothing in their environment has changed. And when children wake up, they look specifically for changes in their environment. And when they see that nothing has changed, they feel safe, and then they go back down to sleep. So they're not being faked to sleep. So that's one thing. So keeping a white noise machine does really help with that too. Again, it's not going to solve your situation if they have been waking up consistently after the 30-minute mark, but I suggest you to do 2 things. 1 is invest in a white noise machine, and 2, don't go in. Let them hang out, let them stay in the crib for at least 1 hour. You need to get at least 1 solidified hour of a nap to make sure that it's at its peak. Okay, I hope that answered your question, hon. And if you do have any questions, or anyone else has any other questions that I didn't get to and you remember later on, feel free to either comment, you could email me, or you could schedule an appointment with me. It's a free introductory consultation where we can go over your sleep story, and then I could provide you, some pieces that you can probably start off with, and we can continue on from there, okay? If you like this video, like it, and make sure that you share it also with all your friends. And what I want to do is, because these videos, I'm going to be doing them on a daily basis, most likely at 10, since I see there's a lot of more interaction. Thanks guys for sharing the love, that I see that there's a lot more interaction during 10 o'clock at night. So I'm going to keep it with this, and if there are any changes, if there's one day that I'm going to do it a little bit earlier, I'm going to notify you guys on my page, on the business page where it's on right now, and for friends, which we should be, it'll be on my personal page as well. Okay, so you're going to get notification on that if it's going to be earlier, and if it is, it's probably going to be like 8 or 9. Okay, so I want to, unless that there's a better time for you guys, if you want to let me know on that. So next, Jane has a question. What if the noise machine and humidifier still aren't masking out the outside noise? We have a school bus that stops in front of our house every day that wakes her up from. Okay. So Jane, it depends on where you're placing the white noise machine. You really want to place it to block out the sound. So maybe the machine that you have is not loud enough. Of course, it shouldn't be pumping, but you want it to be either by a window, by the door, wherever you're actually needing to mask out the sound. That's sometimes I've used 2. So for an example, I would have one in the room, and then I would have one outside of the child's door. So if you don't hear it, let's say from the windowsill, but you could hear it from outside coming in, I usually have 2 in that case. So there was one case that I worked on where there was construction going on in the apartment building. So the child was very sensitive to any type of sound. So what we ended up doing is we had 2. We had one a couple of feet away from the crib, and then 2, we had one outside of the door of the room. So it minimized the sound that was penetrating into the room. So that's one solution that you can do. Test that out, let me know, and if not, then we can work on something else also. But that usually does help. Sometimes you might need to maximize on how many pieces that you use, but again, you don't want them surrounding your child. You want them placed in areas that you're blocking out the sound, where the sound is penetrating into the room. So it will be either at the window or it will be by the doorway to do that. Okay, next. Hi Angel, thanks for joining. Esther has a question. My son has an association with his bottle and with me rocking him. Okay, so then these pieces are not necessarily they're not going to solve your situation. You're going to need to work on the need for eliminating his bottle and rocking him. The good news is that there's specific strategies that you want to put into place in how you're going to eliminate rocking. So you can do it 2 ways. One is either you can do cold turkey, or 2, you can do it in gradual aspects. Now, if you do it in gradual aspects, which is stages, you would want to give yourself at least 2 weeks of a time frame, putting together a very detailed sleep plan and how you're going to implement that. So what I would want you to do is either put that down for yourself, figure out a plan in how you would graduate from rocking to him sleeping by himself in his own bed, and then a process in how you're going to eliminate the bottles. If you get stuck during this process in creating this for yourself, just send me a message, email me, or schedule an appointment, and then we'll do this together, because that's what I specialize in: sleep hygiene and behavioral coaching. So we can do this together, create a plan for you in how we can gradually wean him off of the bottle and eliminate the rocking in a nurturing fashion. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Hi Clara, thanks for joining. Oh, I love everyone coming on. No one's sleeping. Okay, so Jane. Oh, you wish you knew about the stroller version? So next time when you go on vacation, you'll find out. Just jot that in your notes. My pleasure, Larissa. Hi, Alex. Thanks for joining. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Helen. Oh, wow. We got a lot of people on tonight. Yay! Okay, so Jane, my pleasure. And Esther, my pleasure. So anyone else have any other questions regarding our topic today? Maybe something that's been bugging you. Maybe you had a bad day today and you just want to vent. It was unbelievably warm today. Like, I had my winter jacket on and I was sweating bullets. I was walking, my legs are killing me. I was all over the place today, walking from pediatricians' offices, meeting all these awesome people. So I have a lot of cool stuff that is coming up this year. If you live in New York, make sure to contact me. We're gonna have lots of parties, hangouts, girls' night out. It's gonna be fun, and all of them are going to have a lecture with sleep. So I'm so excited. See, I'm excited. Jane has another question. So my kid is trying to escape the crib. She raises her leg and it makes me nervous. Tell her no. Simple. If she comes out of the crib, then what you do is you put her back in. Or an easy solution is get your husband's t-shirt, put it on her, and it becomes a really long gown. And then I've noticed that kids, toddlers, have a really difficult time lifting the legs over, unless your little one is very, what's the word? Smarty pants. That she'll be able to pull up the shirt, but that usually takes after some time, and then they just get bored, so then they don't do that. Esther's venting. My baby never slept through the night yet. I nursed him for 15 months and he has a sleep association with my boob. Then I transitioned him to bottles and he has an association to that now. Okay, so Esther, it seems as though you're relying on props to help your little one to sleep. We want to eliminate props. We want to enhance sleep hygiene, perfection for your little one. So in that case, I love that you vented. Thank you for letting me know. Schedule an appointment with me, okay? It's a free introductory consultation. Let's get this situated, because if you're going to keep juggling and adding more pieces, you're not going to be getting sleep in 2017 or 2018, as a matter of fact. If a child is associating feeding to go to sleep, it's very difficult for them to sleep on their own after a certain period of time, because their body has just been adjusted to constantly waking up for that habitual need for the feed. It's not a need anymore. It's more of it's a want. That's what it is. So when they wake up, they want it. That's how they know they fall back asleep. It's their like security blanket, so to speak. So what I would suggest is for you just to contact me, and we'll get this, sleep story solution solved. Say that like 10 times. Okay, Jane has a question. We've been using a regular blanket for a while now. Should we go back to a sleep sack? That might be a reason why she's also trying to escape, because a regular blanket is, it's a regular blanket. She can just kick it off. So I would probably try the sleep sack also. If that doesn't work, which it should, because by putting on a long t-shirt, it's really the same piece. So I would go back to using a sleep sack. That's a A+ for you. Diana. Hi, Diana. We just moved into a new apartment and my 13-month-old has stopped napping in the crib. He just stands in one spot and cries. How do I get him back into napping? So one technique that I like to do is you can place your little one in the crib. First of all, the fact that you moved into a new apartment, he's probably just adjusting to it. So it might be something a little bit nervous for him because it's a new environment. So what you would want to do is make him feel secure and comforted. So one thing that you can do is when you place him in the crib, stay with him. Don't leave him there. Put your hand on his belly and just go shh, like for a long time, to the point that you need to inhale air, and keep your hand on his belly. That should calm him down and it should help him sleep. Once he's calm, then you can leave the room. So keep me posted on that. That's one solution tip that we can start off for you, and then we can kind of work our way up onto that. But if you do have any questions, Diana, feel free to reach out. Again, like I mentioned, everyone, I have my scheduler, my calendar posted, and I cleared out certain times for you guys to contact me. Allison has a question. So this is the last one that I'm going to do because I need to get some sleep too. And then if you have any questions afterwards, feel free. Hi, Abigail. Feel free just to mention on the comments after, and then tomorrow I'll be able to respond. So Allison asks, my 7-month-old wakes numerous times during the night. She cries till she gets her pacifier. She hasn't seemed to learn to put it back in her mouth. What should I do? Just let her cry it out with it. So it depends. If you need to replug, maybe like once or twice at night, that's okay. If you have to do it every 20 minutes or every hour, then I would just let her be. I know some parents, what they did is they put a bunch of pacifiers in the crib and they just had their child kind of figure it out and reach for them because there were like 50 of them in the crib to do that. And that's one aspect. But if you have to keep going in and giving it to her, then that would be an association. So then I would stop it. And the worst case it would be is probably like 3 days of just crying. But what you would do is you would comfort her during that process. So have a plan for yourself, a very gradual plan, and how you would comfort her with that. If you have any questions, reach out to me, okay? So, okay, Natasha came in. She probably didn't hear. So, Natasha, you're going to be my last one. I mean it this time. Okay, I have a question, but it's related to the time my baby's waking up. Can I ask? Yes, you can. My 4.5-month-old is waking up at 6:30, gets fed, and then goes back down. He used to sleep until 9:30. Let's see what else. But it's now until 8 a.m. How do you suggest I stretch his wake-up time until 8 a.m. without needing the feeding? Do I lower the ounce at the 6 a.m. feed? Okay, so at 4 months, your child has already had organized sleep patterns. So usually it's normal for the schedule to shift a little bit. I would wait and stick to the same schedule that you're implementing, because anywhere between 4 and 6 months, a lot of changes happen, and you're still kind of on awake times, but you're not. Then you can go into clock times. So between 4 and 6 months, there's 2 different schedules that you would work on. I wouldn't worry about it as of yet. I would just wait this out before playing with anything, because once you start shifting times, you can mess up the rhythm, and I don't want that to happen. So I would wait for now up until they're, like 5.5, 6 months, and then see where the schedule is, because sometimes it can bounce back from what it was before. So I wouldn't do anything as of yet. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Esther, he wakes up every night too tired to put him back to bed in his crib. He ends up sleeping in bed and kicking my face. Yeah, that happens. So again, Esther, there's a lot of stuff. Just, hi Emily, thanks for joining. I would have you just contact me. Let's talk more about this in detail, because there's a lot of stuff that you're mentioning, and I really want to get the entire sleep story and get this situated for you. So if a child as a toddler is placed in your bed, then usually what does happen is they start kicking your face, their leg is on your eye, they start kicking you, and then you're not sleeping whatsoever because you're getting abused the entire time. So we want to eliminate that. We want him to be sleeping perfectly in his own bed. So contact me, okay? You're frozen, I can't hear or see anything. Can you guys see me or hear me? Hello? Give me a thumbs up if someone can see me. Yes? Okay. Abigail, I don't know what happened. Is it working for you, Abigail? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay. So I'm getting a lot of yeses. I guess it's not me because I got nervous. I had to plug my phone in. I thought that it died. How can I rewind? You can't rewind. This is live. You can rewind after I publish this. So when we're done, then you can... Okay, cool. Everything is working. So Esther, you can't rewind because this is live. When I publish this, then you can re-listen to what I was saying. But mainly it was the fact that I just want you to contact me because there's a lot of pieces that you have going on. And I really want to get down to your sleep story and solve this for you. So I want you to be sleeping and I want your little one to be rested and not kicking you in the middle of the night, okay? So I think I had someone else mention something to me. Natasha says, thank you. All I needed to know, I was torturing myself with what to do. Now I know to leave it alone for now. Beautiful. Mwah. I'm glad that I helped you with that. Why is this so sticky? Okay, so have sweet dreams. Good night, everyone. Signing off. And tomorrow we're going to see each other. If you have any specific topics that you want me to talk about, you can post them here. You could PM me. Okay, last one. Guys, you're killing me here. Okay. She used to go down fine at night after nursing, but all of a sudden wakes as soon as I put her down, and then very hard to fall asleep. What can be done? Just keep putting her down. What happens is you want to have your child placed down when they're drowsy, so when they go down, they're aware of their surroundings. If you're placing them down when they're fully asleep, what happens is that's their last memory. So when they do wake up in the middle of the night, they're not seeing you. That freaks them out. I mean, they'll freak out anybody. So it's kind of like, for an example, you falling asleep on the couch, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're in the bathroom. You have no recollection of how you got there. It's scary as hell, and that's really it. So then you don't know how to go back to sleep for quite some time because you're kind of unbalanced. So that's kind of what your little one is going through if you are placing them down when they're fully sleeping. So if she wakes up when you're putting her down halfway, just keep repeating the process. Repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's really the best thing that you can do. I know it's annoying, but that's how you have to do it in order to get her to be sleeping wonderfully. And, just stay consistent. That's really the main goal, is you want to stay consistent. So I hope that answered your question, Sonia. Okay, so I'm seeing we're getting a lot more people. I am finished with today's conversation. And we were talking about blackout curtains and white noise and the importance of why we need to use them, but at the same time, they are not needed for, like, really needed. So it just enhances sleep. So if you don't use it, it's not going to make or break it. It just enhances the need. It enhances sleep to make it better. So that's really what I wanted to kind of let you guys know about. So sweet dreams. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.